got to witness live a bit of history, of rap history.
We did.
It'll go down.
I'm glad that we got to experience it together.
Yeah,
that's what was so cool.
It was fun. Like
that was a great weekend.
You got me cued in like that it was happening, and I was like, "What's happening?" And I started watching. I was like, "Oh, this is cool."
Abel was so pissed off at the whole beef because everybody was talking about Drake and Kendrick, and Abel was just like, "I don't care."
Yeah. He's like, "Stop playing rap in my house.
If it's not rock and roll or V8s, I don't want any part of it." All right, Abel, we are watching The Brave.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. In this episode, we are reviewing the show The Brave. Do you like it? Do you don't like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it?
Have you ever heard of it?
Have you ever heard of this show?
Because this show got overshadowed by a different show, which we've also reviewed.
SEAL Team.
SEAL Team. But first,
what is the best military show on television? Go. I want to know what your thoughts are. While you guys are typing those in the comment section, we just got to remind you of the FNG Academy boot. Bam! Final prototype is right here in my hands. Only one in existence. I have it.
Yes. This is done.
This is a done model. It took us over a year to make one boot. We knew that there was a deficit in the military market for a real good training boot to get you through things like selection, CAG selection, which you're going to be walking. They have a 40 miler that you have to walk and you have to be in boots. So what is different about this boot? Let me tell you. Max cushion. When your career is on the line, we do not think you should run minimalist. That's when you need to add the cushion. So we went max cushion and then we went zero drop because we all love zero drop. But the most important thing, wide toe box. Your toes are already want to be spread, right? And because it's the way that our feet are designed. We're not meant to have our toes crammed like this. We all know that. We've all seen the commercials telling us that. So we finally made an AR670-1 wide toe box boot so you could have the toe spread that you need when the weight is on your back. And we'll move on to something else.
Just wait for the whole set to just collapse down.
All right, guys, so let's jump into this episode, Beers and Breakdowns. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we're going to quit. If you don't like and subscribe, we're going to quit.
Not even a 2 weeks notice.
Nope.
Just shutting it down.
No more. Shut it down.
It'll just be Abel here. Hey, guys. Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns.
Today, I'm going to be breaking down the fact that I bought a sim racer thing.
He's going to turn to Abel's screaming racing channel.
It's just dead silence because he's got headphones on. He's like...
So a little backstory for anybody that has not seen this show. So this show, The Brave, came out at a time where two other shows came out, which was SEAL Team and Valor. So all three of these came out at the same time. All three are about special operations. And only one of these shows survived beyond season 1. And that was SEAL Team, obviously. But in my opinion, The Brave was a really good show for most of the first season. I actually liked it more than SEAL Team at first. But towards the end, it gets kind of wonky. But I do think this is a good show. So just as a little backstory on this, it came out with SEAL Team and Valor, which is why the show didn't survive.
So you're thinking if it came out at a different time that we'd have more seasons?
Maybe.
It's like she's vanished into thin air. We've got no other human or SIGINT, and not for lack of trying.
Oh, I know that guy. I like that
I
guy.
don't have to give you a primer on the politics of this one. You'll be going into a non-permissive environment in a state of civil war. And into a city where half the population will shoot you on sight if they figure out who you are. There'll be no support on this one. No cavalry.
Right, we are the cavalry.
To experience this incredible adventure, I miss Josh.
So I just think it's funny as they're introducing the team, they show the Army guy who is, I'm not sure if he's a Green Beret. I think he's actually probably a Ranger. But every time they show him in this lead up, he's got Army PT gear on.
Definitely not a Green Beret.
I know. It's like if you're showing these like special operators, especially if they're on like, they're in Turkey right now, away from the flagpole at this like special missions unit, they are not going to be wearing Army PT gear.
No, sir.
They're not going to wear it when they're at their regular unit, let alone here.
In special operations, we do not wear Army PT gear.
That's one thing we pride ourselves on is wearing the uniform as little as possible.
Yes.
That's one thing, like we work so hard to earn the beret and then we try not to wear it at all.
At all. We want to be in civilians when at all possible because it's comfortable and we feel cool and we get to wear cooler stuff like barbell apparel.
There you go. We earned it.
I want to go to the gym in barbell apparel. I don't want to go to the gym in Army ugly PT shorts with a reflective tag on it that says, I'm in the Army.
And your
yeah.
reflective belt.
Yeah,
so you
it's
don't
some
get
kind
it.
of belt. Like, I'm not doing it.
All right, when you were on your team, what did you wear throughout the day?
Civilians.
Okay, yes, us too. I wore PT clothes basically all throughout the day.
Yeah, I wear gym clothes.
Yeah.
But I wear gym clothes 99% of my life anyway.
Yeah.
Like, this is me dressed up. I'll wear my gym shirt and I'll put some actual shorts on. So instead of gym shorts, it's shorts with pockets. Yeah, I'm ready to go to church
I'm
now.
ready. I'm dressed up.
Yeah, so
But yeah, we did the same thing. I would wear PT and normally black on black because all of our team shirts are black and my black shorts all day, every day, unless I had to go to battalion. Then you're like, fuck, and you got to put your uniform on.
yeah, putting a uniform on was miserable. That's like you had to go to some formation, some kind of formation, and it's like,
And it was always like with regular, like not AR 670-1 socks. Like it was just like either barefoot
Just
or
make
my
it work.
regular. Yeah, it's like it's just a facade of a
Yeah.
uniform at that
because
point.
as soon as they say, all right, go back or you're done, then we're like,
Yep.
meh.
I'm going to drop off papers, coming
Yeah.
back, and immediately taking it off. But yeah,
Well, someone should tell them this.
someone should. Nobody did. Maybe that's why it didn't last.
It's the little things that they don't realize matter. They are thinking, hey, show this guy's in the Army. But we're thinking in the military community is like, I have to wear that. I'm not wearing that.
Yeah.
So it's not cool anymore. And that's where SEAL Team does a good job is they don't do the things that we wouldn't do in the show.
You know what I feel like? And I just thought of it now. SEAL Team is like the dudes' military show. All these other ones are more towards, I guess, women, maybe. I don't know. Or not
More
cool
able?
dudes. Yeah. I say not cool dudes. You're like, or able.
Oh, I said or able before he said not cool dudes. I think that came out at the same time. Check the footage. That wasn't my fault. Don't look at me like that, Abel.
Come here, stay parallel, maintain visual. You got any idea where this guy's going? Negative, so keep it tight.
Hey, كيفك؟ جسمك حلو، شو اسمك يا أمورة؟
حضر بنفسك.
Jazz, break contact. You're compromised.
Don, we have your target moving south.
All right, so I like the way that they use tactics on this. Like we saw when we watched was the movie Trigger Warning when they're following that, they're tailing that car in the middle of the night. They're the only other car
they're-
on the street.
They're tailing him and tailgating him
They're
at the same
on their
time.
ass, yeah. So this one you get to see it done right? They've got multiple people that are following this guy. Everybody's offset. So they're not all like in line right behind him. There are multiple people back. You see she causes a little bit of a scene, so automatically they're like, hey, you're done. You got to break off because you already caused attention or brought attention to yourself.
And that's super accurate because in law enforcement, we almost never tail somebody without multiple vehicles. So if we're undercover and we're going to go in civilian vehicles, you never want just one.
Yeah.
We want at least two, at minimum two. And because the whole point of that is 2 turns, you're done. So if that car makes 2 turns, you're out. You have to break off. And then the next car has to pick up because 3 turns following, you're going to get your cover blown.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. They're just doing it in foot traffic where it's like, all right, cover's blown, peel off. So where as soon as they get suspicious, if you have enough people and you could just send one away, you immediately lose that suspicion of this person's trying to stay in because everything's riding on them
Yep.
maintaining contact. So if there's a lot of tactics that go into tailing. It's really cool and it's really, really difficult and it's a really fun thing to get good at.
Yeah, it's very intricate too. And a lot of things that you normally wouldn't think about that people will pick up normally, like her causing that scene. Like, oh, you might not think anything of it, but you notice that she's got the white headscarf on or whatever. If something else happens, you turn and you're like, hey, that lady's still there, right? But now you probably didn't notice these guys over here. So I love the fact that they actually do good tactics in this show.
Yeah, that was a really good. And I like to think that not everyone needs to be micromanaged, like, hey, stay parallel and do this and pull back. But there are times when you are tailing that you get so hyper-focused that it's really important for some kind of overwatch to be like, hey, fall back, dude. Like, you're way closer. Maybe you don't even realize how close you are because you do tend to get tunnel visioned on your target and you start drifting towards them, whether it's in a vehicle, whether it's on foot. You just start wanting to be next to them because you don't want to lose them. So it does help to have somebody keep you in check.
Yeah, I like that.
I like you.
خلوني نازلين في ضرب علشان المرأة أنا ما بعرفها. شعر طول بس مو مشكلة.
So I thought this is cool because
That was dope.
a lot of people, I think when you think of special operations, and I'll talk about special forces in general. A lot of people, I think when you think about special forces, you think of like 30-year-old white dudes, right? For the most part. But SF is one of the most diverse communities that you'll find yourself in. And this is a perfect example as to why that's so useful, because they've got somebody on their team now that is not, he speaks the language, he's from the area, so he can pass as being native. And so this guy doesn't even question that he could be on the other side at this point. And so it just goes to show how awesome it is to have a diverse team like that.
It's crazy, the language barrier. Like, the language barriers are so harsh that just because someone speaks the language, you automatically just assume so much about them.
Yeah.
At the minute he starts speaking native tongue, you're like, I don't need to question anything else. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, we're on the same page.
And people are always like, oh, don't SF learn languages? Yeah, we learn languages.
Poorly.
But yeah, we get 6 months of language training. You think, and mine was Russian. I was nowhere near fluent in Russian.
Yeah.
Even when I did speak Russian, it was with a terrible accent. Imagine like you or me gets Arabic or whatever language is going, whatever dialect this is.
We're not selling you that.
We're not selling you whatsoever. I don't care how beat up you make me look. Like, you're going to be like, I don't trust this guy.
Yeah. And that's cool. The diversity thing is so important, not just like for languages, not for the way you look, all of that, but also experiences. Like, everything that you've done in your life somehow will be applied in the Special Forces mission. If you're an older guy and you're calm and cool and relaxed, then that's going to be applied to talking to commanders and calming people down. If you're younger, you could run with the commandos and kick in doors with them and show them that you're committed to their mission. If you have building skills, you used to be a contractor, then helping them build, all those things, no matter what your experience is in life, you could then apply it to the Special Operations mission, because we're responsible for doing so many things and wearing so many hats that every time you have a specialty in your prior life, it's going to help in some way, shape, or form. Teacher, if you're a school teacher, there's no better place for a school teacher than to be a Green Beret. If you're a tough school teacher, there's a lot of teachers out there like jacking weights and ultra marathon runners out that hit me up like, I want to be SF. Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Because instead of teaching kids, you're teaching Afghan commandos how to shoot, move, communicate, how, and understanding their culture, and like trying to, teachers do so much work to understand their kids and how to teach them.
They've got that patience already.
Right. So no matter what you did in the past, if you're going to be special operations, you're going to use that past experience on missions to assimilate and to help achieve that mission.
One of the best examples that I have of this is we had, for my trip that we did to Nepal, we had a guy from another team come with us who was Nepali. He was born and raised in Nepal. And he came there with us, and everywhere we went, if we ever tried to buy anything, you got the white guy prices. But if you had Bish with us, you got the local prices. It was like 50 or 100% discount on everything that we bought. So we would save so much money anytime we had Bish with us. That guy was awesome.
Love it.
Bish was amazing.
So anytime you have like cultural experience, that way people will be like, hey, what is it like to be a Green Beret if I'm Muslim? What is it like to be Green Beret if I'm this? Like, all of it's awesome.
It's cool.
All of it's cool, because all of it is usable in some way, shape, or form. We're going all over the world. You never know when that experience is going to come in clutch to help our team achieve the mission.
I've actually got that question a few times in the team room, where people are saying that they were Muslim and they were concerned about becoming a Green Beret because of the whole GWAT, Global War on Terror. I was like, no, not at all. Like, we need people like you. We need that diversity. So don't think just because you're different, it's going to make you less of an operator. If anything, it's going to be an advantage for you.
It's an advantage. That's one thing that I would, unique to Green Berets. We want every walk of life.
Yeah.
Every experience. And mine, not like no one's looking for just some white guy, but I had I grew up really poor. I grew up rough. So going back to the desert, let's go. You want to get into gunfights and be, in horrible situations? I got shot at my first time when I was 8 years old. Let's go. Comfortable for me. Let's do the thing.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter what your experience is, it can be used.
Dr. Wells and with the American government, we're here to take you home. Do you understand? Kimberly, do you understand? Every hostile that's seen your face has either been eliminated or is back in that operation, which means that you and I can walk out of here without anyone stopping us. Can we do that?
And this is where it pays to have the white man on your team, because now he kidnapped her and he grabbed her. She thinks she's getting kidnapped again. And all he's got to do is pull it down and be like, look, you're safe. I'm an American.
Meaning even if it was like a I don't want to say the C word, but even if it was an American with a different skin tone, it would have been not as effective as...
No, he had to, because he started speaking and she's like, huh? He sounds like he's friendly. And he pulled the face mask down and she's like, okay, white man.
It'd have to be him or Dylan.
So, yeah. So imagine...
You should be like...
And so I'm not saying that to be like, racial stereotype or anything, but imagine if it was the other guy that spoke Arabic and she's going to be like, wait a second, I don't understand. Like, she's not going to know.
And I wouldn't blame her, because in SEER school, they made me question a lot of things.
You question everything when you have a situation like this.
I will never forget that woman telling me, whispering in my ear, they only know what you tell them. And I thought that somehow they had a mole that was there to help us escape from SEER school.
Like, she took a liking to you? She was
yeah,
like, wow.
I thought she liked me somehow, and I was like, oh, she's trying to help me. And so I was legitimately thinking that this instructor was like trying to help us escape, because she was like whispering in my ear, like, and all that stuff. She's like, they only know what you tell. You tell them. Don't tell them anything. They don't know. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's on our side. We're getting out of here. She's gonna help us get out. And they sent us back to the cell, and there's a couple guys sleeping on the concrete, and I woke him up. And I was like, hey, man, we're getting out of here. And he's like, what happened? I was like, she told me we have someone on our side. And he's like, what did she say? And I was like, oh, shit. She said, don't tell him anything. And he's like, go to sleep. Get some sleep, dude. And I passed out for like what felt like eternity, but was like 5 minutes before we got ripped back out of there. But I was completely out of my mind. So you can't blame her. Like, if you're in this situation, your fear is so high, your sleep deprivation, you're starving, whatever the case is, it's hard to like make sense of what's happening around you.
I had one of the interrogators in SEER school that I was sure liked me, because on my interrogation, they ripped the bag off my head. He rips my shirt off and starts doing circles around my nipples.
Oh, he liked you all right.
Yeah, he liked me all right. I was like, I got to get out of this room real quick.
You gonna like me
I don't
want
to be here no more.
He said, no, sir. No.
I haven't showered in days.
I stinky and nasty poo-poo. It smell like poo-poo. You just turn into a toddler. You're like, I smell like poo-poo. I need a diaper. Yeah,
SEER school is such a mind trip, dude. Oh,
terrible.
My God.
I would love to go back and just be like, just like randomly turn into a toddler and try to mess with them. Be like, I smell like poo-poo. Start trying to crap my pants and stuff, peeing all over the place. Like, flip it on them till they're like, what is happening to you?
Imagine being like a guest cadre. They pull it off. It's like, Buck? You're like, no. Or just the... Buck was there. He's wearing a diaper. Like, Buck wasn't there. I swear it was Buck. I know.
He pooped all over his pants. I didn't even ask him a question. We haven't even started yet. I don't know what happened.
SEER school, man. Anybody that is going there, one of the greatest schools you will go to. But in the moment, you're gonna hate it. Afterwards, though, you're gonna be like, "That was cool."
Go ahead and call that one.
3642.
El Bad Daddy. It's a kinky thing. You know what I'm saying?
Range coming out.
We can tell them exiting the building. Don, you get a live one on the truck? Alright, Kimbo, these guys are gonna take you home.
My only gripe with this whole scene is they've had the ISR or the drone overhead watching this hospital the whole time, and they just now noticed the guy on the 50 cal. They told him they were clear to come out of the hospital, and the guy's been there the whole time.
Well, I think that the idea was that the disguise was going to work, and they thought they were evacuating her.
And not to notice them?
Yeah, and then that they wouldn't notice him somehow.
Maybe. And then when he swung,
like queued up on him and swung.
Because that one I couldn't understand. I watched it a couple times. Like, did they not say that he was there?
I don't understand why the command and control has like 35 civilians in it.
Oh, there's a ton of them.
Like, there's so many civilians in that command and control center, and like not one military personnel. Are they not wearing uniform?
There are some Air Force guys in there. They don't show them very often.
So what are they doing?
This on the computer.
Yeah, no Air Force in a Special Operations Command and Control Center.
They were there like typing away. I don't know what they're typing. But the other part on here was what's his name? Al-Baghdadi or whatever his name is. His wife.
Al-Baghdadi.
Something like the bad daddy.
Al-Baghdadi.
Al-Baghdadi, I think his name was.
Huh?
Well,
that's 100% not your nickname.
That's my nickname.
Nobody has ever called you
no
bad
one's
daddy.
ever called you
Multiple
bad
women
daddy.
have called me that.
Nobody has ever called you bad daddy.
I could see like stationary Abel. I could see like I'm pretty sure numerous women have asked if you were Mormon.
I'm real freaky. What are you talking about?
Real freaky. Okay.
Freaky diggy. You know what I mean?
Soft and soggy.
Soft and soggy.
Gosh.
All right, love. It's time for Christmas coitus. Please get in the back, laying on your back position, and I will insert in 5.
Cover up.
4,
I don't want to see all
3.
that.
Don't make eye contact.
Oh, it's touching me.
Awesome. Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Dude, that white chick was way excited about murder.
She was.
She was like...
That was the classic Simtex in the magazine. Gets them every time.
Dang
but
it.
like all these shows, it blows up. The car didn't flip this time, but it immediately stopped on a dime, which I just noticed for the first time on that. Which I don't know if that's how that works. I think the car will roll out of there.
Probably roll a little bit, but pretty minor.
Pretty minor, but
Pretty minor detail.
Simtex in the magazine, not neat. He just shoved it in there. It was coming out over the side. She could have easily seen that, but it worked. It was effective.
She pulled it out and it was like gobbed on the side.
That's not supposed to be there.
Just flashing light. I don't like it.
No. And now they're both dead.
It's like, you know that the government's trying to kill you, like the U.S. government's trying to kill you. Like, just try.
Maybe.
Try to pay attention to the things around you.
The one part we missed on the last one because we were making fun of wet and soggy Abel, soft and soggy,
stationary Abel,
was that when they hit her with the tranquilizer and they're like nighty night as they lay her down to the ground, she sprung back up like 45 seconds later. It's like you clearly didn't hit her with enough tranquilizer. So I guess she's kind of groggy and didn't check her magazines. But also, I don't know what you hit her with, but she was right back on her feet.
Yeah, 45 seconds later, wasn't the right stuff. You hit her with the good.
Just knock her out for good.
All right, well,
that's it for the Brave.
The Brave. What do you guys think of the Brave? Should we continue down this road, continue this show, or do you want us to keep watching something else? We have some awesome ones ahead. We got Band of Brothers. We're going to finish up. We have a couple episodes left of Band of Brothers. We're going to keep rocking on with SEAL Team, mostly because we're just enjoying it.
I just like rewatching SEAL Team.
Yeah, it's just a damn good show.
This one, I think we have 6 or 7 more episodes. If you guys want to see more, let us know. I thought it was a good show. So
it's crazy that the shows are kind of outperforming the movies that are coming out. It's like these shows from the past they did better quality back then than the newer movies that we're seeing coming out. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened. So you made The Brave, you made SEAL Team, you made even, I would say, 6. As much as I didn't like the first show, I'm hoping 6 gets better. Do you guys want us to see us finish 6? I'm hoping it is better because, I mean, even 6 was better than some of the movies that we're seeing coming out. It's like they knew how to do it then. Why are we coming out with such bad stuff now? Or inaccurate, off the wall, kind of crazy stuff.
Maybe it was the writer's strike. That might have affected it.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Something
Maybe
happened.
that means we'll get a resurgence of good movies.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
We need them.
Because right now we're struggling for good movies.
Or maybe war stuff just isn't cool anymore.
That might be it too.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Abel is yep, 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 yep. And
Soft
getting
and
mad
soggy.
at us. Soft and soggy. He's getting all butthurt over there. He's getting all soggy and soft. I guess that's what he does. So we'll see you guys on next episode. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Kurt from the FNG Academy here. If you have any interest in becoming a Green Beret or joining Special Operations, I want to invite you to check us out at our Patreon. We've currently got over 100 videos in the catalog there. We post new videos weekly. We do a monthly giveaway as well. Come over and check us out. We have a few different tiers, everything from just supporting the channel to our FNG Extras tier, which will get you access to our weekly videos, and then all the way up to a mentorship tier, which will get you bi-weekly calls with one of our Green Beret mentors that will help you get mentally prepared and mentally ready to go to selection and succeed. So make sure you check us out at our team room. That is patreon.com/FNG Academy. We can't wait to see you there.